to our weekly Bhagavatam study. So in the last week, we have just began Canto 7 and we have started one important philosophical point wherein Parikshit Maharaj makes an inquiry after hearing 6th canto. So why is the Lord is acting partially as if helping Devatas and killing Asuras? So for which Sukadeva Goswami gave very nice answer. Yeah, apparently it appears that Lord is helping Devatas and not helping the Asuras and fighting for the Devatas and killing the Asuras, all these things. But actually, Lord is helping everyone. Lord helps because the Lord is the maintainer of the universe. Since the universe is made up of three modes, He maintains the universe with the help of the three modes. So whichever is the mode desired by the people cumulatively, the majority of people want goodness, Lord helps goodness to prevail. If the majority of people want passion, Lord helps the mode of passion to prevail. If the majority of people want ignorance, Lord helps ignorance to prevail. And last class we saw that Lord is like the sun. The mode of goodness is like the sun rays, sunlight in the daytime. The mode of passion is like the clouds, both in the daytime and nighttime. And mode of ignorance is like the nighttime. So, Lord is there, the sun is there in all three cases. In the night time, sun is there. During the cloudy time, sun is there. In the daytime, also sun is there. And sun is supporting night also. Sun is supporting clouds also. Sun is supporting daytime also. Cloud-free weather also. But in the cloud-free condition, we are able to see the sun. In other two conditions, we are not able to see the sun. Just because in one condition we are able to see sun, we are not able to see sun in other two cases, that doesn't mean that sun is only helping daytime, sun is not helping the clouds and nighttime. Not like that. Sun is helping the people in the mode of ignorance, people in the mode of passion also. By empowering them become victorious. Just because they are becoming victorious means Lord is helping them. What was the last verse of Bhagavad Gita? The last verse of Bhagavad Gita. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanrudara, Tatra Sri means opulences, Vijaya means victory, Bhuti means again opulences, Niti, morality, and other things. But whatever it is, just let us take the first two things, opulence and victory. That means indirectly, wherever opulence are there, wherever victory is there, that is the place where Vishnu is there. So like that means Vishnu is supporting them in that sense for that time period. So like that, Lord is no more partial. He is actually helping everyone. Whoever want his help, he will helping them. People, the majority of people, if they want mode of goodness, Lord will help mode of goodness. The people in the mode of goodness become victorious. The majority of people want mode of passion, Lord helps mode of passion. The people in the mode of passion become victorious. People want mode of ignorance, Lord helps mode of ignorance. The people in the mode of ignorance becomes victorious. It is that easy. So, Lord is not partial. Though we may see that Lord is standing along with the Devatas and fighting. Lord is standing along with the Asuras and fighting also. But we are not able to see. Just because we are not seeing, we cannot say Lord is not there. The Lord is covered by the clouds. Lord is covered by the darkness. So we can't see him. Because he is there, they are victorious at that time. So like that, that point has been mentioned in the previous section. And today we'll try to see the same. The Narada Muni, after telling about his own understanding, he quotes, Sukadeva Goswami, after telling his own understanding, he quotes the previous authority, the previous Mahajana. What was the previous authority of said? After telling that, he narrates a story. The full story you hear and see whom the Lord is helping. In that story, we have Hiranyakashipu. In that story, we have Prahlad. In that story, in between, we have Devatas also. So, whom the Lord is helping? Is the Lord helping Hiranyakashipu? Is the Lord helping Prahlad? Is the Lord helping Devatas? Time to time. Whose prayer is strong, whose desire is strong, Lord is helping them. When Hiranyakashipu's prayer was strong, he was helping them. Hiranyakashipu got victory and he got the boons and all. When Prahlada's prayer is strong, Prahlada was helped, he was saved from the difficulties. When Devata's prayer is strong, Lord appeared from the pillar and killed Hiranyakashipu. And before that, Hiranyaksha also. It all depends on whose prayer is strong. So like that. So, but anyway, one point I remembered. So when we were discussing this chapter, of course, here the question we saw, we were, now we are going to discuss. So Parikshit Maharaj the question why Lord is partial. Yudhishthira Maharaj will ask the question why Lord is so impartial. Even Shishupala Dantavakra, who are always hating the Supreme Lord, and they got liberation. So Lord is giving liberation even to them. He is so impartial, so impartial. So the ultimate conclusion is that His Grace Radhika Vallabh Prabhu, who taught us this section in the Bhagavatam, he said that Lord is neither partial nor impartial. He is simply reciprocal. Ye etamam prapadyante tam saiva bhajamaham. Okay, I'll repeat once again. Lord is neither partial nor impartial, but he is simply reciprocal. Whose prayer is strong, Lord will respond to them. Like that. So this is the theme of the first 10 chapters of the 7th canto. How Lord reciprocates with the person who wants Lord reciprocation. In whichever way, good way, bad way, medium way, whatever. So like that. Fine. So we'll start from text number 13 onwards. We'll continue our discussion today. Tatraivodahruta purvam. Yeah, please someone repeat.
अत्रैवोदार्हता पूर्वम्
Itihasa surarishna.
इतिहाससुररिष्णा
प्रीत्या महाकृतौ राजन्
प्रीत्या महाकृतौ राजन्
पृच्छते जातशत्रवे.
पृच्छते जातशत्रवे. Formerly, O king, when Maharaj Yudhishthir was performing the Rajasuya sacrifice, the great sage Narada, responding to his inquiry, recited historical facts showing how the Supreme Personality of Godhead is always impartial, even when killing demons. In this regard, he gave a vivid example.
Formerly, when Maharaj Yudhishthira was performing the Rajasuya sacrifice, Narada, responding to his inquiry, recited a story in this connection. To clarify the meaning of his statements, now Sukadeva Goswami tells a story concerning the Lord's equal friendship with all beings. How Lord is equal to all beings, is how he is impartial. For that, he is telling a story. So now, what happened? दृष्ट्वा महाद्भुतं राजा
दृष्ट्वा महाभूतं राजा
राजसूये महाक्रतौ
राजसूये महाकृतो
वासुदेवे भगवती
वासुदेव भगवती
सायुज्यं भूभुजा
सायुज्यं षडिभुजा
तत्रासीनं सुरऋषिं
तत्रासीनं सुरऋषिं
राजा पाण्डुसुतकृतौ
राजा पाण्डुसुतकृतो
पपृच्छा विस्मिता मना
प्रपृच्छा विस्मिता मना
मुनीनां शृण्वतामिदम्.
मुनीनां शृण्वतामिदम्. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. O king, at the Rajasuya sacrifice, Maharaja Yudhishthir, the son of Maharaja Pandu, personally saw Shishupal merged into the body of the Supreme Lord Krishna. Therefore, struck with wonder, he inquired about the reason for this form. The great sage Narada, who was seated there, while he inquired, all the sages present also heard him ask this question.
O king, at the Rajasuya sacrifice, Mahakratu, Maharaj Yudhishthira saw Shishupala merge into the body of Lord Krishna. Therefore, he, therefore, struck with wonder in the presence of the sages, Yudhishthira Maharaj inquired about the reason for this from Narada Muni, who was also seated there. So this is very well known story from Mahabharata and also Bhagavatam 10th canto. So there, after seeing how Shishupala entered into the transcendental body of Lord Krishna, whose head has been cut by Sudarshan Chakra, Yudhishthira Maharaj seeing this Mahadbhuta thing in the presence of everyone. So Yudhishthira Maharaj later on, after the yajna is over, he is inquiring from Narada Muni. Sri Yudhishthira Uvacha
Sri Yudhishthira Uvacha
Aho Ati Adbhutam Hetad
Aho Ati Adbhutam Hetad
Durlabhaikantinamapi
Durlabhai Ekantinamapi
Vasudeve Pare Tatve
Vasudeve Pare Tatve
Praptischaidyasya Vidvishaha.
Praptischaidyasya Vidvishaha. Translation: Maharaj Yudhishthir inquired, "It is very wonderful that the demon Shishupal merged into the body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even though extremely envious. This Sayujya Mukti is impossible to attain even for great transcendentalists. How then did the enemy of the Lord attain it?" Hare Krishna.
Yudhishthira Maharaj saying that it is astonishing that the envious Shishupala attained Lord Vasudeva, which is very difficult even for the unattached jnanis and yogis. It is very difficult for the jnanis, yogis, yatis who work very hard, who go through a lot of intense austerities. For them, it is very difficult to attain liberation. But Shishupala attained it easily. Even how? As a result of criticizing Lord Krishna. What is this? Ekantinam means persons who are unattached to anything. Matlab renounced, the Vairagi. Those who are in Vanaprastha sannyas order, who are renounced from the worldly things, who are practicing Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, for them it is very difficult to attain Kaivalya. And Shishupala attained it. What is this? So like that. Etadvedutimichama
एतद्वेदितुमिच्छामः
sarva eva vayam mune
सर्व एवं वयं मुने
bhagavan nindayaveno
भगवन् निन्दयावेनो
द्विजैस्तस्मै पाटितः
विजयस्तमसि पतितः
दमघोषासुतौ पाप
दमघोषासुता पाप
आरभ्य कलभाषणात्
आरभ्य कलभाषणात्
सम्प्रति अमर्षि गोविन्दे
सम्प्रति अमर्षि गोविन्दे
दन्तवक्रश्च दुर्मतिः
दन्तवक्रश्च दुर्मतिः. O great sage, we are all eager to know the cause for this mercy of the Lord. I have heard that formerly a king named Vena blasphemed the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that all the Brahmanas consequently obliged him to go to hell. Shishupala should also have been sent to hell. How then did he merge into the Lord's existence? From the very beginning of his childhood, when he could not even speak properly, Shishupala, the most sinful son of Damaghosha, began blaspheming the Lord, and he continued to be envious to Sri Krishna until then. Similarly, his brother Dantavakra continued the same habit.
Yeah. So now Yudhishthira Maharaj getting into details. Why he was astonished? The reason is we all desire to know. King Vena fell to hell through the Brahmana's curse. for criticizing the Lord. From his very childhood, when he could not even speak properly, up until now, even till now, in this Raju sacrifice, we witnessed the evil Shishupala, the son of Damagosha and Shutashrava, was envious of Lord Krishna, just like Dantavakra. Both Dantavakra and Shishupala, who are cousin brothers of Lord Krishna, from their very birth, they are envious of Lord Krishna. But still, the king Vena, who was also kind of criticizing the Lord, he did not get liberation, but Shishupal Dantavakra got. Why and how? Kalabhashanat means from when he could not only speak a few soft words as a baby. So Kalabhashini also is indicated in terms of the small babies who only speaks broken words. Since then, Shishupala and Dantavakra would exhibit their enmity towards Lord Krishna. Matlab, this enmity is not later after recently. It is from the very birth, this enmity is there. Still he got liberation. Why so? Like that is the question. That is the mood of the question. Next. Sapator asakrud vishnum
Shapator asakrid Vishnu
yad brahma paramavyayam
Yat Brahma Paramavyayam
pitro na jato jihvana jihvayam
Vitro Najato Jivhayam
nandam vivishatu stamaha.
Nandham Vivishatustamaham. Although these two men, Shishupal and Dantavakra, repeatedly blasphemed the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Brahman, they were quite healthy. Indeed, their tongues were not attacked by white leprosy, nor did they enter the darkest region of hellish life. We are certainly most surprised by this.
He says now, although these two, Shishupala and Dantavakra, Shishupala was the son of Damagosha and Shutashrava, Dantavakra was the son of Vruddha and Shrutadeva. See, Shrutashrava, Shrutadeva, these are the sisters of Vasudeva, like Kunti. Kunti was also a sister of all these ladies. Kunti, Shrutadeva, Shrutashrava, Shrutakirti, and one more was there. All these are sisters and their children. Kunti gave birth to 5 Pandavas, and Shrutashrava gave birth to Shishupal, and Shrutadeva gave birth to Dantavakra. See how Dantavakra and Shishupal were there, and how Pandavas were there. So anything can happen in the family of Lord Krishna only. Although these two, Shishupal and Dantavakra, repeatedly blasphemed the indestructible Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, their tongues were not attacked by white leprosy. Chitro means white leprosy. Nor did they enter the darkest region of hell. But King Vena went to hell. So that is the mood. King Vena criticized the Lord, and Shishupal Dantavakra also criticized the Lord. Shishupal Dantavakra attained liberation, but King Vena attained hell. Why? Like the question. Now, Katam tasmin bhagavati
कथं तस्मिन् भगवति
duravagrahya damani
दुरवग्राह्य धामनि
pashyatam sarvalokanam
पश्यतां सर्वलोकानां
layam iyatu ranjasa.
लयम् ईयतु रञ्जसा. How was it possible for Shishupal and Dantavakra, in the presence of many exalted persons, to enter very easily into the body of Krishna, whose nature is difficult to attain?
Hmm. So generally, the jnanis and yogins perform severe austerities to attain Sahajya Mukti, etc. So, but this Shishupal Dantavakra easily attained without working hard, without doing any penances. How? How could it be possible? So that is the mood of the question. Temporarily, but actually, though we are talking about they are entered into Krishna, they attend Sahajya, all these things. But actually, the 10th canto, if you see, during the Rajasuya sacrifice, Shishupala entered into the body of Krishna, and later on, very few days later, very soon, hearing the death of Shishupala, Dantavakra attacked, going to attack Madura and Vrindavan. When Lord Krishna came to know about this, immediately went to actually Shalva attacks Dwaraka, and Dantavakra and Vidudratha attacks Madura and Vrindavan. So Lord Krishna immediately leaves Indraprastha, goes to Dwaraka, he kills Shalva, then he goes to Madura Dwaraka, he kills Vidurata and Dantavakra there. So that all happened immediately. So, so then they entered into the body of Lord Krishna, and they stayed within the body of Lord Krishna, just like all the avatars are also staying in the body of Lord Krishna at that time. So after Lord Krishna's pastimes are over, like 125 years of his manifest pastimes, when Lord Krishna winding up all his pastimes, the Manvantara Avatara who entered into Lord Krishna at the time of Lord Krishna's appearance, now leaving Lord Krishna, he goes to that Vaikunta which is located just above Satyaloka. The Manvantara Avatara states in that Vaikunta which is located just above Vaikunta. And from that Vaikunta only Jaya Vijaya came down. So now that Vaikunta Avatara, that Manvantara Avatara who is staying in this Vaikunta, took Jaya Vijaya along with him and entered into that Vaikunta. That means till then, from this pastime of Rajasuya Yajna, from this to all the way up to the end of the Lord Krishna's pastimes, Jaya Vijaya, who appeared now as Shishupal Dantavakra, stay in the body of Lord Krishna only. At that time, along with Lord Manvantara Avatara, they go to this Vaikunta where they were serving the Lord Vishnu. That's the whole thing. So apparently, they have attained Sayujya Mukti till then. Afterwards, they attained Sarupya. They attained their original forms and they served the Lord in a sense. Temporarily, they merged into the Lord in the vision of those watching. Sayujya mentioned in verse 14 means that they joined the Lord. They entered into the transcendental body of Lord Krishna. For some time, they remained with Lord Krishna and then they attained Sarupya. When Lord Krishna was completely winding up his pastimes, then Jaya Vijaya came out of his transcendental body, again assuming their original bodies, the original forms. Then they entered along with Lord Narayana into that Vaikunta where they are there in that way. While others watched indicates that the impossible was proven by the witness. So somebody may say that, Yudhishthira Maharaj just like that is telling. Not like that. Everyone, whoever was there in the Raja sacrifice, they saw this Shishupala entering into the transcendental body of Lord Krishna. They saw it. It is not a hallucination. Everyone is the proof. Like that. Then the last verse spoken by Yudhishthira Maharaj. Wait. This one verse we'll see, then we'll take questions. Yeah.
Okay.
एतद् भ्राम्यति मे बुद्धिर्
एतद्भ्राम्यति मे बुद्धिर्
दीपार्चेर् इव वायुना
दीपार्चिरिव वायुना
ब्रूहि एतद् अद्भुततमम्
ब्रूहि एतत् अद्भुततमम्
भगवान् हि अत्र कारणम्
भगवान् हि अत्र कारणम्. This matter is undoubtedly very wonderful. Indeed, my intelligence has become disturbed, just as the flame of a candle is disturbed by a blowing wind. O Narada Muni, you know everything. Kindly let me know the cause of this wonderful event.
So my intelligence wavers because of this, like a flame in the wind. O omniscient sage, please tell me the most astonishing cause of the entire event. My intelligence wavers as a result of this event. Tell me the most astonishing cause, since you know everything, because you are like Bhagavan, you know everything. What causes your intelligence to waver? When Narada Muni asks. So tell me the cause of their entering into the Lord. How could, when the jnanis and yogis are working very hard, performing lot of severe tapasyas to attain Sayajya Mukti, it is very rare for them to attain Sayajya Mukti. But Ishpal, Dantavak, who are criticizing the Lord even from the time of when they start speaking broken words, how could he enter Sayajya? How can he enter the Lord? This is bewildering me. Please tell me. So like that. That was the question, that was the mode and answer will be given by Narada Muni. Starting from 23rd to 32, Narada Muni will give answer philosophically, and then he tells the story. Because philosophy should go along with the story, so that the Kali Yuga person will understand. Only philosophy Kali Yuga person cannot understand. We need a story to explain the philosophy, like that. Yeah. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, you mentioned something about the Yugavatara, na? That I didn't understand actually properly.
No, we discussed in the fifth canto. Forgot.
What, Prabhuji?
Not Yuga Avatara. It is Manvantara Avatara. For every
Sorry.
Manvantara period, there is Manvantara Avatara. He stays in a place known as Vaikunta, which is located just above Satyaloka. And when the Supreme Lord Avatar appears, all these other personalities enter into him. Like when Lord Rama appeared, that time the Manvantara Avatara, Yuga Avatara, the Avatara meant for maintenance of the entire universe, Yogaksha Vishnu, they all enter into him. So all the Avataras are there within each Avatara. So in that way.
So in this case, like who entered the Manvantara? The Shishupal and Antavakra, they entered the Manvantara.
No. I said just like Manvantara Avatara and Yuga Avatara, Guna Avatara, they all entered in Purusha Avatara, they all entered into the Krishna's transcendental form. When Krishna is there, it is not that Krishna alone is there. Krishna is there. Within Krishna, all the other avatars, unlimited avatars of Lord Vishnu, even Narsimha is there, Rama is there, Vamana is there, Matsya is there, Kurma is there, all the avatars are there within Krishna.
Yeah.
So like that, Jaya, Vijaya also entered into Krishna and they stayed there unseen by others for the rest of the time period of Lord Krishna. Then when Lord Krishna was winding up pastimes, the Manvantara Avatara came out along with Jaya and Vijaya, and three of them went to this Mahavaikuntha above Satyaloka.
Okay.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji,
Yes,
so,
yes,
so
Mother.
Lord Krishna is the Manvantar avatar.
No, not Lord Krishna is Lord Krishna. But within the transcendental form of Lord Krishna, while he was here performing pastimes for 125 years, the Manvantara Avatara, the Guna Avatara, the Purusha Avatara, the Yuga Avatara, all other avatars, Alila Avataras, they are all there within him.
So who's the Manvantar avatar then?
You tell me now. Either you or any other devotees, please tell me. Who is the Manvantara Avatara for the current Manvantara? Anyone want to try?
Swayambhu.
Swayambhu, what Swayambhu? Swayambhu is not a avatara. Swayambhu is a Manu, is a king, is a human being. He is not avatar of the Lord.
Narsimha Bhagwan, Vamandev, one of them.
Why Narsingha Bhagavan? Why Vamandev? By anyway, Narsingadev appeared in the previous Manvantara. He has nothing to do with the seventh Manvantara. Who is the Manvantara avatara for the current Manu? Anybody? Okay. Who was the Manvantara avatara during the first Manvantara period? Fourth canto clearly mentions about it.
Yagya.
Varahadev.
Huh?
Varahadev.
No.
Yagya.
Who is Yajna? Which Yajna?
No, means one of the
He must
form of
he
the
must be he must be having some parents, na? That's how I am asking.
Oh.
Who are his parents?
Prasuti or Akuti or Prasuti, one of them.
No,
Hare
no.
Krishna,
Try and say.
Prabhuji. Hare
Please
Krishna,
tell.
Prabhuji. Manu.
No. Manu is not avatara. Manu is not avatara. Manu is a king.
Okay.
Avatara is Yajna. Yajna is correct. But who are his parents? Fourth canto chapter 1. भूल गए हो गया अभी पढ़ लिया एग्जाम लिख लिया भूल गए Akuti and Ruchi. The sage Ruchi married the first daughter of Daksha. No, first daughter of the Swayambhu Manu. That was Akuti. So they gave birth to Lord Yajna. That Yajna became the Manvantara Avatara during the Swayambhu Manvantara period. And some say Lord Kapila is also the Manvantara Avatara during the first Manvantara. Both Lord Kapila and Yajna, both of them are the Manvantara Avataras for the first Manvantara. Similarly, for the sixth Manvantara, for the seventh Manvantara, the Manvantara Avatara is Lord Vamana. Lord Vamana is the Manvantara Avatara. So Lord Vamana in his Chaturbuja form stays in this Mahavaikuntha above Satyaloka. And he will stay there till the end of the current Manvantara period. Okay? And
Yes,
that,
Prabhuji.
that Lord only, because
Yes,
of
Prabhuji.
Bhrugumuni wanted to test Brahma, Shiva, and Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara. He went and tested this Lord only there, who is there in this Mahavaikuntha above Satyaloka, who was Vamana in 400 form. And the test ho gaya. Because of the test, Mother Lakshmi felt offended and she came down to Kolhapur. All of you are from Bombay only. All of you are very close to Kolhapur. So Mother Lakshmi came to Kolhapur to atone for her mistake of not saying any word while Bhrugumuni was kicking on the chest of Lord Vishnu. So searching after Mahalakshmi, Lord, the Manvantara Avatara, whom we call Lord Vamana, he came down all the way up to Balaji, Tirumala hills, and there he was searching after Mother Lakshmi and performing tapasya. And that Balaji is currently in the discussion from last 1-2 weeks. He is in topmost discussion. So like that. Okay.
Yes,
These two
Prabhuji.
attendants are Jaya Vijaya.
Prabhuji, just one small clarification. Like you mentioned that when Shishupal and Antavakra entered Lord Krishna's body, that time they attend Sayujya. And at the time when Lord Krishna was winding up his pastime, that time the Manvantara Avatara and Shishupal and Dantavakra, both of them again came out and then they went to Vaikuntha, like that now you mentioned. Is it the right understanding?
Right understanding only, but you change the names. Not Shishupala Dantavakra, Jaya Vijaya, along with Lord Vishnu.
Okay,
They
okay,
came
yeah.
out of Lord
Very
Krishna's
good.
transcendental form and they went to Vaikuntha, above
Okay.
Satyaloka.
Yeah. Okay, understood. Thank you, Prabhu.
Correct. Other devotees are able to follow. Any questions from other devotees?
Prabhuji, Satyaloka and Brahmaloka are one and the same or different?
Yeah, generally they are same, but sometimes the abode of Lord Vishnu is also called as Brahmaloka, because there we should not say Brahmaloka, but Brahmaloka. That means Brahman. Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan we say, na? So where the place where Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan is staying, that is also sometimes called as Brahmaloka. According to the context, we have to understand whether Brahma, the word Brahma refers to Lord Brahma, or whether the word Brahma refers to Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. Accordingly, we have to see.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, fine. We'll move on. Question is over. Now answer. We need to hear the answer from Narada Muni. What answer Narada Muni would give to Yudhishthira Maharaj? Sri Badarayani Ruvacha
श्रीबादरायणेरुवाच
Rajnastadvacha Kakarnya
राज्ञस्तद्वच आकर्ण्य
Narado Bhagavan Rishi
नारदो भगवान् ऋषिः
Tushta Prahatamabhasya
तुष्टप्राह तमभाष
Shrunvatya Tadakata.
शृण्वत्यास्तत्सदा कथा. Sri Shukadev Goswami said, after hearing the request of Maharaj Yudhishthir, Narad Muni, the most powerful spiritual master, who knew everything, was very pleased. Thus he replied in the presence of everyone taking part in the yajna.
Narada Muni patiently heard the question. Then he began to say, my dear king, please listen. I will tell you now what is the answer. What did Narada Muni say? First, Narada Muni gives a philosophical answer. Then he narrates the story. Sri Narada Uvacha
Sri Narada Vacha
Nindanastava satkara,
Nindan Sattva Satkara,
nindana satkara,
Nindan Svata Sattva Satkara,
nyakarartam kalevaram,
Naikaratham Kalevaram,
pradhanaparayo rajan,
Pradhana Paryorajan,
avivekena kalpitam.
Avivikena Kalpitam. Translation. The great sage Sri Naradji said, O king, blasphemy and praise, chastisement and respect are experienced because of ignorance. The body of the conditioned soul is planned by the Lord for suffering in the material world through the agency of the external energy. Hare Krishna.
A body subject to criticism and praise, honor and dishonor is created by lack of discrimination between the self and non-self. Now, this part is what we go through in day out. We have so many friends, relatives, family members who many times criticize, who many times fight with us. So, why all these things happening? Because this is the philosophical background to it. A body subject to criticism and praise, honor and dishonor is created by lack of discrimination between the self and non-self. The understanding is, in order to explain that the Lord was not pained by the criticism of Shishupala, first he explains the Jnanis. He explains that the Jnanis do not feel happiness or distress by praise or criticism. Now, the Bhagavad Gita philosophy. Labha labho jaya jayau. Samatvam yoga muchate. So like that. For anyone to attain liberation, first they need to become samatva. They are not supposed to be disturbed by dualities of this material world. Good, bad, praise, disrespect, sukha, dukkha, jaya, apajaya, etc. etc. So now the question was, Shishupala, Dantavakra were criticizing the Supreme Lord from the very beginning of their life. As soon as they started speaking words, they criticized the Lord. Till now they were criticizing the Lord, but still they attained liberation. Now the answer is, my dear friend, kindly understand. A person gets affected when somebody criticizes him or when somebody praises him, when he does not understand the distinction between the body and soul. Only those living entities who does not understand the difference between the body and soul are affected by the praise and criticism. Now, all of us can think about it. Are we affected or not affected? If we are affected, that means we do not understand the difference between the body and soul. If we are not affected, that means we have understood the difference between the body and soul. This is very fair, black and white explanation. Then we can judge ourselves. Only persons attached to the body react with happiness and distress. The body, which is a cause of verbal criticism and praise, the bodily and mental respect and disrespect, is produced by lack of distinction of Atma and non-Atma. Those people who do not understand the distinction between the Atma and the Sharira, they are affected by criticism and praise. This is the first word spoken by Narada Muni. Does Lord Krishna has the distinction, the understood discrimination between the body and soul?
No, Prabhuji.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, no. Lord Krishna knows the distinction between the body and soul.
Yes, yes, he knows.
So even though Shishupala Dantavakra criticizing him anyway, he is not affected. He is least affected by those criticism and praises.
Yeah.
So then the one who is not affected by the criticism and praise, he can award. If the opposite person deserves liberation, he will award liberation. So Shishupala Dantavakra deserves liberation. Lord gave. And Vena does not deserve liberation. Lord did not give. As simple. It is fair. So like that. So some of us might say that, hey, how can it be? I mean, Bhishma was affected, Yudhishthira Maharaj was affected, Arjuna was affected, Sahadeva was affected. Everyone was in the assembly were trying to stop Shishupala. Otherwise, they were raising weapons against Shishupala. Everything is happening. But how could Krishna could not be affected by it? Krishna also has emotions, one may say. But Narada Muni is saying like this. And one may say that, or do you mean to say that Arjuna and Vishnu Maharaj does not know the distinction between the body and soul?
No.
What no? They don't know or they know?
No, they know the distinction between body and soul, but
Then why are
because
they reacting? Why are they reacting when
because
Shishupala was
because
criticizing?
because Shishupala was criticizing Lord Krishna, and Lord
Mhm.
Krishna is very respectable and lovable to these devotees, so they will not
Tolerate.
unko. हाँ,
Mm.
thank you.
Yeah, that is there. But when there is philosophy, there is personal reciprocation. These two things. There is a slight difference between those two. Philosophically, it's okay, but in terms of relationship, it is not okay. Philosophy applicable on the transcendental level, that is fine. But when it comes to relationships, one goes one step beyond philosophy. So it is like that. And especially when a devotee is hearing that somebody is criticizing the Supreme Lord, they can never ever take it. They respond. But when it comes to the same devotee, they may remain calm. Then the devotee applies philosophy. When it comes to one need to apply the philosophy. When it comes to others, one should always protective. One should always be protective of others. So one should act like that. So when somebody criticizing us, we should say that I am Atma. The criticism is only for the body. I am not affected. One should say like that. When somebody criticizing somebody near to us, near and dear to us, one should respond. That person may take it philosophically, but the other person should not take it philosophically. So this is like a subtle distinction when to respond, when not to respond, like that.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
But in the it is on this other way also, like this sati, what we are giving this
Other way like?
response, like this sati event giving the response when Lord Shiva was criticized. Since is the devotee I criticizing, if I am hearing that criticism of devotee, my consciousness will be contaminated. So we have to respond. Otherwise, if you can't respond, then you have to leave this place, like that. What Sati has given this reason, that is also applicable, na? This philosophical. If somebody
Okay,
is
that is applicable.
criticizing our friend.
Yes, that is also applicable. Some of them left assembly also at that time. Some when Shishupala was criticizing the Lord, some of them left that assembly. And others who could do something, they were trying to do, like Arjuna, Bhima, Bhishma, and Sahadeva. They were trying to do something, and Krishna stopped them. Don't do anything. Let him speak. Because Krishna told not to do respond, they stopped. So both are there. Yes, that is true.
Yes.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, could it be also like we can add in this that when we are talking about the person who knows about the difference between soul and body will not react to the whatever insults or criticism is coming from.
No, whoever it is, when somebody criticizing us, and if we know the distinction in the body and soul, we should not react.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like
We should
in
not
case,
react. But the
yeah,
one
but
who is
in,
next to us will react. Even though in spite of knowing the distinction of the body and soul, but they will react. That is expected from them. That is not wrong for them.
yeah, and also Prabhuji, for the Lord, there is no difference of body and soul like that.
Sorry,
Na?
can you
So
repeat?
for the Lord, for the Supreme Lord, there is no difference of soul or body. Na. So when somebody is trying
Okay.
to criticize the Lord, that means he is directly criticizing the Lord only, not something body or something like that. So
Somebody criticizes the Lord considering Lord's form is the material body.
yeah.
Somebody who understands that Lord is completely spiritual will never criticize. Somebody who thinks Lord is also like me, then only they'll criticize.
Okay. So in illusion they will say.
The criticizer also does not know the difference between body and soul. That's why he's criticizing.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
If
Understood.
somebody is criticizing means that even some of us sometimes we may criticize. That means we do not understand. We have not understood the difference between the body and soul. That's why we are criticizing.
Okay. Yeah. For us,
What was
it
the
is.
first? What was the first verse spoken by Lord Krishna?
Where?
Bhagavad Gita. Where he spoke?
No.
Asochan anvasochasyam prajnavadamsha bhashate.
Yeah.
Gatasu nagadasu nanusuchanti pandita. A pandita, one who understands the distinction in the body and soul, he does not lament for the gross body or the subtle body or even for the soul. Same way, a person in knowledge neither criticizes the gross body, nor criticizes the subtle body, nor criticizes the soul also. That means a person in knowledge should never criticize. If somebody is criticizing me, they is not in knowledge.
Okay. So whomsoever in the is knowledge, having knowledge of this philosophy, they will not criticize, and even if they are getting criticized, they will not react. Only those persons.
They are not affected by the criticism. Now, what is the criticism? Even they are not affected by the praise also.
Yeah. Right.
So that's how. That's how it is.
Hare
Yeah,
Krishna,
there was. Yes, Maharaj.
Prabhuji, that Shishupal desired to kill Lord Krishna. Where he desired to get liberation.
No, he neither desired to kill Lord Krishna nor desired to get liberation also. He was criticizing the Lord. For what? We will see. In the next two verses, they'll tell why he was criticizing the Lord from the very birth. You know the complete story of Shishupal, why he was criticizing the Lord? According to Mahabharata.
No, Prabhuji.
No.
So, I mean, if you understand the story, no problem. Because when he was born with 4 arms and horns and three eyes. A peculiar form. His mother was afraid. So his mother prayed to Lord, my dear Lord, why this kind of son you have given? Why, what is so, all these things? Then the Akashavani said that, and by the touch of someone, he will become normal. That means his other 2 hands will be removed, his hands will be disappeared, his third eye also will be disappeared. Then he becomes normal. And understand that that person will be the cause of the death of your son. But whatever it is, for now, she wanted her son to become normal so that everyone can see him. Otherwise, whoever sees, they will laugh, na? Like he appeared like a bull, having the horns and 3 eyes, like a Rakshasa, and 4 arms, like this. Yeah, peculiar arms, not like beautiful arms. Beautiful arms, तो Vishnu बोल सकते हैं, but there's some ghastly arms. So she was taking her son to different people. Finally, when she brought the child to Krishna, he became normal. Then she understood. Krishna is going to kill her son. Then she requested, my dear Krishna, please don't kill my son. So Lord Krishna told that, normally I will not kill, but if your son performs 100 offenses, I will tolerate 99. If he does 100, I will kill him. So Shishupala, when he grew up, he knew that Krishna is going to kill me. Krishna is my death. So he could not tolerate it because both of them are same age group. How can he accept it? So he starts criticizing. Because anyway he knew Krishna cannot do any harm, he will not kill me unless I will do 100 aparadas. So always he would do 90, 99 aparadas. He would stop and later on again he would start. So he was always saved. Out of fear of being killed by Krishna, he would criticize Krishna. Why yoga na? Why would people around us will criticize others? Under what circumstance one will criticize other person? when somebody else is better than us in some aspect and we want to pull him down, we want to bring him down by criticizing him, by attributing all the unnecessary faults upon him, false allegations upon him. That's all. We want to show we ourselves better than the other person who is actually better than us. That's where criticism comes from. Okay, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you.
हिंसा तद् अभिमानेन
हिंसा तत्
Himsa
अभिमानेन
दण्डपारुष्ययोर्यथा
दण्डपारुष्ययोर्यथा
वैषम्यम् इह भूतानां
वैषम्यम् इह भूतानां
ममाहम् इति पार्थिव.
ममाहम् इति पार्थिव. Translation. My dear king, the conditioned soul, being in bodily conception of life, considers his body to be his self and considers everything in relation with the body to be his. Because he has this wrong conception of life, he is subjected to dualities like praise and chastisement.
Now Narada Muni is saying that, O king, ideas of violence arises by identification with the body. Himsa tad abhimanena. We try to harm others either verbally or physically or mentally only because of our bodily identification. When ideas of punishment and threat arises, there is unequal treatment for all beings in this world. In this world, everyone is affected by punishment and threats. One thinks they are my enemies, these are my friends. I will kill the enemies and protect the friends. Is this not our general conception? So these are my family members. I need to protect them, and they are my neighbors. When there is a conflict, I need to support my family members. I will criticize the neighbors. That is always there, nothing new. That is because of bodily identification. He is my friend, he is my family member, he is my brother, he is my father, my son, my daughter, my mother. All these things are because of bodily identification. As a result of that, we have friends and enemies. Friends protect karne ka, enemies kill the enemies. Like that. Happiness and distress arise by thinking. He criticizes or praises me because of identification with the body. So we generally get affected for criticism or praise because we are in bodily identification. Then he says, he attacks me, arises in the same way when there is beating and threatening, such as, I will beat you. So like that, all these things will happen. These are all concomitant effects. This unevenness is accomplished for all beings in this material world. These are my enemies, these are my friends. I will kill the enemies and protect the friends. Everyone in the material world goes through this kind of conception because of bodily identification. That is very natural. That's how Narada Muni says. Yannibaddo abhimano
Yannibaddo
Yannibaddo Abhimano Yam
tatvadat praninam vada
Tadvadat
प्राणिनां वद
tatana yasya kaivalyad
तथाना यस्य कैवल्यात्
abhimano kilatmanaha
अभिमानो किलात्मनः
parasya damakarturhi
परस्यादमकर्तुर्हि
himsa kenasya kalpyate.
हिंसा केनाश्य कल्प्यते. Because of this bodily conception of life, the continued soul thinks that when the body is annihilated, the living being is annihilated. Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the supreme controller, the super soul of all living entities. Because he has no material body, he has no false conception of I and mine. It is therefore incorrect to think that he feels pleasure or pain when blasphemed or offered prayers. This is the impossible for him. Thus, he has no enemy and no friend. When he chastises the demons, it is for their good. And when he accepts the prayers of the devotees, it is for their good. He is affected neither by prayers nor by blasphemy.
So, the people who are in the bodily conception of life, they only see this one life. They consider birth to be the beginning, the death to be the ending. They can't go beyond this one life. They can't see anything beyond this one life. There is a problem with bodily identification. But on the other hand, the Supreme Lord, who is Ishvara, who is Bhagavan, who is Paramatma, who is different from the matter and Jivatma, though he is the maintainer, he is the creator, he is the destroyer, he does not have the concept of I am killer, I am the killed, I am killed or I am the killer. As Lord Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita, the Supreme Lord does not have, because Supreme Lord, we may think that we are killing one person in front of us, we are harming one person, but Supreme Lord is creating the entire universe and destroying the entire universe. That time, he is killing everyone. And from that sense, no one can be compared to Lord Vishnu. He is killing everyone. Sabko maar de at the time of annihilation. So in comparison to that, the ordinary people who are killing one, two people here, whom we are telling criminals and putting them behind jail, and then Lord Vishnu kept in the jail for rest of eternity. If that is the case. But in spite of killing everyone, Lord Vishnu does not have any identity of I am the killer, I am being killed. Because he is beyond the three modes of material nature. He is beyond bodily identification. He is beyond the purview of the material nature. So it's like that. Similarly, a Jivatma who is beyond the Brahmabhuta platform will also have the same understanding. I am neither killed nor I am the killer. The birth and death are happening as per the Prakriti, as per the will of the time. No one is responsible for that. That person is not affected by anything that is happening in this material world. And Paramatma is like that. And that Paramatma is Lord Krishna. How could Lord Krishna can be affected by a small criticism of a small tiny jiva? It's like that.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Mataji.
Prabhuji, in the Hiranyaksha and Varahadev pastime, by Hiranyaksha's blasphemous words, it is said in the purport and all that the Lord also has sentiments. So it is not like, matlab, Lord is pleased with the uh, good words and prayers, and with blasphemous words he gets दुख होता है उनको. So how to understand that?
See, that is philosophy. In philosophy, this we have to discuss like this. But when it comes to dealings, one need to deal with the people in a favorable way. That is there. We will understand in the upcoming verses also. We will see. The philosophy, we should take it personally. And when it comes to dealings, we should deal as per the expected behavior. We cannot say, oh, philosophically, the Lord is Paramatma and we are Jivatma and we are beyond the matter and we should be beyond the dualities of the material world. So let others, people can criticize us, can do anything with us. Not like that. Philosophy should be in the core of the heart. Keeping philosophy at the basis, we have to behave in this world. So that is what is expected. When Narada Muni also will speak about all these things in the future verses. So what you are asking is also fine. So there, when acharyas explain, they explain on the relationship level. Even though when Prabhupada says that Lord also has feelings, he feels bad, he feels good when we praise. Philosophically, Lord does not get affected. But Lord get affected when the Lord is dealing with us and in a relationship terms. Like Paramatma, Samoham Sarvabhuteshu Name Dveshasya Napeya. Paramatma has nothing to do with anybody. He is equal to everyone. But Ye Bhajantu Mam Bhaktya Maite Teshu Chapyaham. But when that Paramatma takes the role of Bhagavan, he reciprocates with the devotees. He becomes happy when the devotees praise. He becomes unhappy when the non-devotees criticize him. That is on the Bhagavan platform. When we are discussing philosophy, philosophy is on the transcendental level, at the level of Brahman and Paramatma. There, the philosophy is at the Jnana level, and the relationships are at the Bhakti level. So, like that, we have to see.
Mhm.
Both are
Okay.
required.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Though an ignorant person bound in the body thinks he has been killed when the body is killed, the Supreme Lord with the no material body, identifying himself as Krishna, cannot think of violence since he has no false identity, since he is simply Paramatma. So people in general around us, when they are died, we say that they are died. When somebody is killed in the battle, we say that he is killed by somebody else. But when Lord Krishna, as Paramatma, when he is running the entire show of the material universe, he has nothing to do with birth and death. They are happening by the will of the providence. They are happening by the karma of the living entities. They are happening by the orchestration of the Prakriti, material nature. So Lord is not affected by somebody is being born, somebody is dying. Lord is not affected by something is happening good, something is happening bad. He is Paramatma. He is in Yoga Nidra. He is indifferent to all these things are happening around him. So like that. So Lord being Paramatma is indifferent to all that is happening in this material world. Even today also in the Kali Yuga we see so many things are happening. People ask why Lord is not responding, why Lord is not doing all these things. People are asking this question now. So Laddu Kalti is going on and why Lord Balaji is not responding. There, Lord has two aspects. One aspect is Paramatma, other aspect as Bhagavan. From the aspect of Paramatma, he is indifferent to what's happening in that area. People may be doing good, people may be doing bad. He is not at all affected. But for a pure devotee, the Paramatma transforms himself into Bhagavan and he reciprocates accordingly. If pure devotee wants to offer something good, Lord accepts it. When somebody is not a pure devotee, when they are offering good or bad, he is Paramatma. He does not accept anything. Good also he does not accept, bad also he does not accept. He is in योगा निद्रा. आपको ऑफर करना ऑफर कर लो, आपको नॉट ऑफर करना ऑफर मत करो, आपको बैड थिंग ऑफर करना ऑफर कर लो. It's up to you. The people are simply performing their karma and they get the results of their karmas. They don't get anything from the Lord because for such kind of cases where there is no bhakti, Lord becomes Paramatma. Where there is bhakti, the Paramatma becomes Bhagavan. So that soul are reciprocates to the devotees. So like that.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Huh.
Prabhuji, like last time you had explained that the Paramatma or the Kshirodakshaya Vishnu who is in Yoga Nidra, he is in the Vaikuntha Dhruvaloka there. And the means the another expansion of Paramatma is in everyone's heart. And that expansion is not in Yoga Nidra. The one who is in the
he is also in Yoga Nidra.
he is also in Yoga Nidra.
That's why he is called as Antaryami.
Okay, so when we always say na in Bhagavad Gita verse also that the Lord Paramatma is just watching. There are two birds, that analogy we give, and Paramatma is just watching what the other bird is doing. So that the understanding is that Paramatma who is
No. There is something wrong. Paramatma is not watching what other bird is doing. Paramatma is watching when that other bird will turn to me. परमात्मा छोड़
yeah.
देता आपको जो करना है कर लो मुझे डिस्टर्ब मत कर लो बट व्हेन यू वांट टू कम टू मी आई विल रेस्पॉन्ड टू यू
So when he wants to respond, then he attends the Bhagavan form, and in that form he will respond like that.
yes as Bhagavan he responds he reciprocates as Paramatma he remains indifferent आपको जो करना है कर लो आपका मर्जी आप कर रहे हैं उसको कर्मा है उसका नाम कर्मा है you will get karma phala
Okay, so yogis and jnanis, Prabhuji, when they meditate, we say na they meditate on Paramatma like that. So means they meditate just as that Paramatma form, but there is no reciprocation from the Lord's side or either from the yogi side or jnani side. Is it like that?
when they treat Paramatma as Bhagavan, when they treat Paramatma, when they meditate upon Bhagavan's qualities, Bhagavan's pastimes, Bhagavan's names and forms, then they will certainly get reciprocation. If they are simply meditating on Paramatma being inert, they will also get inert response.
Yeah, because usually we say na that they meditate on the Paramatma form. So Paramatma
Okay.
form, yeah, it is not non-reciprocal, like that. That is a
No, but what aspect of Paramatma they are meditating? Meditating on Paramatma means what? What kind of meditation they are doing?
what kind means what? I think.
Are they meditating upon Paramatma's activities? Are they meditating upon Paramatma's form? Are they meditating upon Paramatma's name? Are they meditating upon Paramatma's qualities?
Usually it is form, na Prabhuji, we had studied. I don't remember
See,
exactly.
you
Canto,
forgot
but
again.
the,
Third canto आपने भूल गया. Third
the
canto में
detailed
we have discussed.
description of Paramatma.
Even the jnanis and yogis who are Brahmavadis, they do meditate upon Lord's pastimes. They say that this Paramatma appearing as Lord Rama performed all these pastimes. This Paramatma appearing as Krishna performed all these pastimes. That they meditate upon that.
Oh,
They
like
do
that.
also meditate upon Bhagavan aspects, but they see Bhagavan as a manifestation of Paramatma.
Okay,
That is there.
understood. Yeah. So it means whatever their meditation is on Paramatma, but in respect to the form or the quality or past. And that is why there will be, if that is the way, then there will be reciprocation.
For them, Paramatma is the source of the avatara. For us, avatara is the source of Paramatma. That's all. Simple. It is like favoritism. My Lord is best. So that's all. So the meaning is this. For all jivas, there is a body, which is not Atma. If Lord Krishna were to have a body and Atma, then he would also have false identity like the jivas. But his body is not different from him. So he will not have false identity. So he will not affected by criticism or praise. Simple. This is a philosophy. Philosophically, Lord will not affected by praise or criticism. But the same Lord as Bhagavan will be affected by praise or criticism. Lord as Paramatma will not be affected. Lord as Bhagavan certainly will be affected. That's how we have to understand. Paramatma arising from Krishna's Swarupa identifies himself as Lord Krishna and is made completely of Krishna. He also identifies as Antaryami. Akhilatmana. Antaryami means the one who is situated in the heart of each and every living entity. Akhilatmana. A portion of the Lord, but does not identify himself as Jiva's body or Jiva, which do not arise from the Swarupa of the Supreme Lord. Even though Paramatma is there within the body, but that Paramatma will never identify with the Jiva, with us, the Jivatma, with our body, the material body. Jivatma is there. Jivatma strongly identifies with this material body in which Jivatma is there. But Paramatma, though situated in the body, in the heart of the living entity, neither identifies with Jivatma nor identifies with the material body. He remains indifferent to it. That means when somebody criticizes us, we as Jivatma get affected, but the Paramatma within our body will not be affected. So that is understanding. Because Paramatma neither identifies with the material body, nor identifies with the material world, nor identifies with the material jivas. So he is indifferent. He is single, like that. He is different from the jiva and anything made up of maya, that means material elements. Because of not identifying with things not arising from the Lord Swarupa, how can he hate anything? And who will hate him? See, we all identifying ourselves a person in this world. A person belongs to the things of this world. We start criticizing people like us. But though Lord is there in the midst of us, but he does not identify with this world only. So what criticism we will do to him? We can't do any criticism to him. So like that. Identifying himself as Paramatma in the body, which is also Paramatma, whom will he hate and who, knowing him as Paramatma, will hate him? One who understands this will never criticize the Lord. But those who do not understand this, even though they criticize the Lord, but the Lord is not affected by this because Lord is in knowledge. Ultimately, whoever is in proper knowledge will not be affected by the dualities of this material world. Who is not in proper knowledge will be affected by the dualities of this material world. So that is a philosophical point driven by Narada Muni. That the Lord arm persons like Shishupala who hate him, he punishes them for their own benefit, since he is the friend of all beings. So apparently we may see when we see Mahabharata serial. So as soon as Shishupala spoke 100th offense, Lord Krishna took away the Sudarshan Chakra and killed him. So it is very clear. He is affected by the 100 criticism, 100 aparadas. He was waiting when the 100th will complete. Then as soon as the 100 is over, he killed him. See? Just like he is also behaving like us. So we also show some patience sometimes. When people are criticizing us, we'll wait 1, 2, 3. 3 हो गया बस जाके एक दे दो. So Krishna, we are also like Krishna and Krishna is also like us. One may say, but our hitting someone, our killing someone does not award liberation to that person. But when Krishna kills someone, it is giving the best benefit one cannot even imagine. Lord Krishna directly giving him liberation by killing that person. So by killing that person, Lord Krishna is only doing the favor, greatest favor that not even that person could have been even imagined in the dream. So do we say that Krishna is affected by criticism of Shishupala? Because Krishna killed Shishupala?
No.
So like that. So like that. So what is wrong with criticizing the Lord? Then somebody may say that, okay, if that is the case, Shishupala criticized the Lord and Lord killed him and attained liberation. Let me also criticize the Lord and attain liberation. What's wrong in criticizing the Lord? The people outside they are doing. So there should be no wrong with them. What is wrong with criticizing the Lord? Since it does not affect him in any way. Anyway, Lord is not affected by criticism of anybody. So let us criticize. Now, kindly understand. The Lord is not affected by our criticism, but we are affected by our criticism. We are simply doing Krishna Parad. The criticizer will generate bad karma for himself. This is stated through Bhaumitika Nyaya. भगवान के लिए कुछ होगा नहीं, बट हमारे लिए जो भी होना वो सब कुछ होएगा. Ek Shishupala got liberated because of some other reason. Even though he was criticizing the Lord, still he was liberated because of some other reason. But हमारे पास वो same नहीं होगा. If we criticize, we are unnecessarily accumulating bad karma. Do not imitate Shishupala. Shishupala's case is different and our case will be different. So that is the answer we should understand. तस्माद् वैरानुबन्धेन
तस्मात् वैरानुबन्धेन
निर्वैरेण भयेन वा
निर्वैरेण भयेन वा
स्नेहात् कामेन वा युञ्जात्
स्नेहात् कामेन वा युञ्जात्
कथाञ्चिन्नेक्षते पृथक्.
कथाञ्चिन् नेक्षते पृथक्. Therefore, by enmity or by devotional service, by fear, by affection, or by lusty desire, by all of these or any one of them, if a conditioned soul somehow or other concentrates his mind upon the Lord, the result is the same. For the Lord, because of his blissful position, is never affected by enmity or friendship.
So now Narada Muni goes into some details. Under what circumstances this criticism is okay, and for people like Shishupala can get liberation, and in other circumstances the criticism is not at all okay, and such kind of people never get liberation. Instead, they'll go to hell, like Vena. That explanation is given in the next verses. By continuous enmity, by favorable relationships. Vaira is continuous enmity. Anubandhena is the favorable relationships, or by conjugal feelings arising from strong spiritual affection out of fear of transgressing morality as an unmarried lover. Snehat kamena vayunjat, or even as a married lover. The mind should concentrate on the Lord. So, many different things are there. Vaira, Anubandha, Nirvaira, Bhaya, Sneha, Kama, or in any case, the mind should concentrate on the Lord. That the mind should be 100% concentration. One will realize a relationship with the Supreme Lord only according to the mode of practice. Okay, somebody is criticizing, but the criticism is with complete absorption 24/7. That is only possible for Shishupala. Others cannot do that. Even people around us, they cannot criticize the Lord always. They may criticize the Lord only sometime when others are hearing. When they are alone, they cannot criticize the Lord. It's not possible. They also have some fear. Just to boast in front of the people that they are atheistic and they are this kind, that kind, they may start speaking some ill words about the Supreme Lord. But they cannot do it 24/7. But Shishumala is that one person who did it 24/7. In front of the Lord or away out of the Lord, out of the sight of the Lord. That's why it is called as 24/7 remembrance. Complete remembrance. Complete concentration. Yunjad means continuously. So in that way. Nindam Bhagavata Shrunvam Tatparasya Janasya Va Tato Napaiti Yasopi Yati Yada Sukruta Chutam. As Prabhuji was saying that from the Sati pastime we understand this. One who hears blasphemy of the Supreme Lord or his devotee should immediately take action or should leave that place. Otherwise, they will be put into hellish life. So this is the Vedic injunction. If somebody is criticizing the Supreme Lord or other devotees in front of us, either we try to stop it or leave that place. Otherwise, if we simply hear and say, oh, oh, we are also affected by the result. This is true. There are two types of criticism. So then somebody may say that, okay, what do you mean by that? And Here he gets liberation also, and you say also say that when somebody is criticizing should leave that place, otherwise you will go to hell. He is not going hell, but I am going hell. What is this? What kind of lie is that? Somebody may say that. Now, Acharya is analyzing. There are two types of criticism. One is favorable criticism, other one is unfavorable criticism. The favorable type of criticism is a transformation of pure love. So this is a verse spoken by the gopis, 10:47:17. This 10:47:17 is in Brahmara Gita. In the context of Brahmara Gita, when the gopis and Srimati Radharani were criticizing Lord Krishna. So this verse comes in that context. Like a hunter, he cruelly shot the king of the monkeys with arrows, that is Vali. Because he was conquered by woman, Sita, he disfigured another woman, Surpanaka, who came to him with lusty desires. The gopis are saying all these things. And even after consuming the gift of Bali Maharaja, he bound him up with the ropes as if he were a crow. So let us give up all friendship with this dark complexioned boy, even if we can't give up talking about him. Even though we can't stop talking about him, but let us give up all friendship with him. Because you see, he killed Vali like a hunter standing behind the tree, and he was conquered by Sita, so he did not care for Surpanaka, even though Surpanaka came to serve him. And Bali offered him all charity, entire universe, still he bound him. Oh, what is this? What kind of Lord is he? And we don't want to love him. So like that, gopis are criticizing Lord. This criticism is favorable criticism. It came out of love. It is not out of hatred of the Lord. Like that. This is a sprout. hmm, This is a spurt of light from the crest jewel of Prema, not attained by anyone except the gopis. Unfavorable criticism has two types. This is the favorable criticism. This is okay. This is also not possible for everyone. Only people like gopis can do this. Others cannot do only. Not possible for others. And next, unfavorable criticism is also two types. That arising from absorption in the Lord and that which does not arise from the absorption in the Lord. One criticism is due to complete absorption in the Lord, like Jaya Vijaya, who appeared as Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, and Shishupal Dattavakra. And other criticism is not because of the absorption. It comes as a casual way. People casually say they talk about ill about the Lord. When something bad happens, immediately they speak bad about the Lord. But that is not because of absorption of the Lord in a negative way. That is because of the circumstances. Like that. The first type takes place in Shishpala. The criticizing the Lord because of absorption takes place in Shishpala. The bad karma created by his criticism was destroyed immediately by his absorption in the Lord. Because he is 24/7 absorbed in the Lord, even though he had created bad karma by speaking bad words about the Lord, that is completely destroyed. That means he never accumulated a bad karma. By Bhakti Yoga, he attained a neutral condition. And later on, by Bhakti, he attained neutrality. And then attained Bhakti Yoga means by complete absorption. Smaranam, by completely meditating upon the Supreme Lord, meditation, he attained neutrality. That means, even though he spoke so many ill words, there was no karma for him. He was at neutral. And then attained qualification for Vedi Bhakti, that is now described in 7 verses. So Shishupala, Dantavakra, they were criticizing the Lord from the beginning of their birth all the way till now, till the moment they were killed by the Lord. By the time they were killed by the Lord, they are anyway zero karma. But after entering into the Lord, then they began to serve the Lord in a favorable way. Then they get to do sadhana bhakti being situated in the body of Krishna. Then afterwards, they could go to Vaikuntha. So like that we should understand. Okay, you are able to follow Hare Krishna devotees?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, there are some difficulties like to understand. Like you mentioned last thing that they become eligible and perform sadhana bhakti in the body of Krishna. Like So how like means how somebody performs sadhana bhakti while being inside the body of Krishna? Like
So
how
what do you mean? What do you mean by sadhana bhakti?
sadhana bhakti is which is according to the scriptural injunctions or guru's guidance by the 9 process of devotion what the jiva performs, that is
Uh,
sadhana bhakti.
there is one among the 9 processes, something called as smaranam. Is that also bhakti? Doing smaranam also is that bhakti?
Yes.
So being situated within the body of Krishna, one person, Jaya Vijaya, so they may not be able to do deity worship. They may not be able to do, I mean, we don't know. They can do also. They might not be doing Shravanam Kirtanam also. They might be doing, but we don't know. But at least we can understand they are not doing. But can they do Smaranam there?
Yes.
That's all. Even a Jiva in the womb of a mother can do Smaranam. The Jiva offers prayers. Third canto, we have seen that.
Okay.
So it is possible.
And Prabhuji, this absorption, we talked about two types of the unfavorable criticism. That one is with absorption and without absorption. So, like with absorption means what? 24/7 they are thinking about Krishna. Is it like that? Because
See, the good examples are Kamsa and Shishpala. As Kamsa never lived even a moment without thinking about Lord Vishnu. Since the time he had Akashavani, did he ever pass one moment without thinking about Lord Vishnu who is going to kill him?
yeah, it is like mentioned, but actually it becomes difficult to understand, Prabhuji, because these are so materialistic people and they're inclined for own enjoyment. So how is it possible when they are doing their things
No,
for
I don't think so.
they
Afterwards,
still they
Kamsa
are
would never
remembering?
enjoyed.
Huh?
Afterwards, Kamsa never enjoyed, I suppose. After he heard Akashavani, I think he might not have enjoyed anything. He might not have ate properly also even one time. Always he might be thinking, yeah, Kala, death might come now, death might come now, death might come now. That is absorption.
Oh, so he was constantly thinking about that only. That is a living death only means that.
Yes, yes, yes. And
Yeah,
Shishupal also, whether he's in front of Krishna or is away Krishna, because he knew that he will be killed by Krishna. How can he live peacefully? How can he enjoy the material world? When you know that somebody who is standing next to you is going to kill, is going to be the killer of you, and you don't know when that death is going to come, can you be peaceful? That is absorption.
actually, that's a quite miserable situation. No, Prabhuji means
Now we
they
may
are.
think that, see, that is okay. If the context is
Yeah,
miserable only, but Narada Muni's point is that, see their absorption. They are
yeah,
24 by 7, they are absorbed in Lord Vishnu. Because since it is Lord Vishnu, that absorption is good. It is Lord Krishna, that absorption is good. If it is for other person, it will know good to us, good to them.
yeah, to the
Narada Muni,
extreme.
in fact, Narada Muni says that they are more Krishna conscious than us, the devotees. डिवोटीज अभी सुबह 2 घंटा जपा करते समय भगवान के बारे में सोचना ही बहुत मुश्किल है. Then forget about other 22 hours.
Right.
Even though we will be eating a feast, it is prepared nicely, it is offered to the Lord. But in the feast, how many morsels we may take? Maybe some 20, 30, 40, 50 morsels of prasad. Chapati, rice, dal, sabji, sweet, all put together. But while taking how many morsels, while chewing how many morsels, we think of Krishna.
Yeah.
Anybody consciously think about it? Rarely. At least while offering that Mahaprasad, we go in the prayer also. Not sure. We may recite the prayer, but do we focus? Do we meditate upon Krishna? At least I can tell about myself. As a ritual, definitely we recite the prayer, but no meditation on Lord Krishna. And while eating prasadam, And we try to relish the taste of the prasadam, but not Krishna.
True, Prabhuji. Yeah.
That's all. But that is not the case with Shishupal and Kamsa. Well, सोते समय, खाते समय, चलते समय, बैठते समय, they are always. Anytime death can come. Anytime Krishna can come and kill. They are always conscious.
To the extent that it destroys their whole karma. Like,
Ah, because they are 24 by 7 and remembering the Lord. And in that remembrance, even though they may saying something, anyway, Krishna is not affected and they are also not affected because of their other absorption. And others who may criticize the Lord occasionally because they are not absorbed 24 by 7, they will get that bad karma of criticizing the Lord or anybody who is a devotee.
thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
I don't know. This is my understanding of reading these verses. I may also wrong. You can check with other devotees, senior devotees who are sure. Fine. Other devotees, any questions?
No, Prabhuji.
Ah.
Thank you.
See, we'll cover, at least we'll do up to 32nd verse today. So that is the philosophical part, and the storyline we can start next week. The meaning of the first statement in this verse, therefore, is since the Lord is not pained by criticism, and the sins of the criticizer are destroyed by that absorption. See, one is karma will come when we say bad about someone, when the other, because we said bad, we get karma. When the other person takes it to the heart, and then we get double karma. And now, in the case of Shishupal, for example, he is criticizing the Lord. So Lord is not feeling bad because of the criticism of Shishupal. So anyway, he will not get half karma. Only will get, because he said bad, he will get half karma. But he is 24 by 7 Krishna conscious, always absorbed in Krishna. That remaining 50% also will be evaporated. There is zero karma for him. So like that. The mind should concentrate on the Lord with absorption as an enemy. So that means even that Vaira word also brings us good destiny only when that Vaira is like the Vaira of Shishupala. Otherwise it will not. Nirvairena means without enmity with Bhakti Yoga. The word Nirvairena indicates sadhana bhaktas. It refers to, okay, not sadhana bhaktas. Nirvairena means it refers to the parental or other relationships mentioned in the Sambandha in verse 31. The favorable relationships, the parents, lover, friends, servant, etc. Kama means kama generated by prema, that is snehat. Sneha cannot be regarded as a separate sadhana, since all sadhanas are in instrumental case. Result is described. Here the word kama is used in the shloka cannot be taken as a material lust. Here kama means the desire to serve the Lord even in conjugal way. That of the gopis. So like that. One should not see the Lord, one should not see the Lord differently at all, but should directly see him according to one's own emotions. However, in the case of those who have enmity or fear, the words mean either of these persons, either those who are envious of Krishna or fearful of Krishna, having hatred or fear, does not see himself different from the Lord, but attaining Sayuja, they realize themselves non-different from him. Because the understanding is they do not see difference from him from the Lord means they can't even think about themselves. They are only thinking about the Lord, 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 Lord. He is going to kill me, he is going to kill me, he is going to kill me, he is the cause of my death, he is the cause of my death. There is no thinking about oneself. That's why, since he is only thinking about the one who is going to kill him, he has become that person. He has become Krishnaized. As a result of that, they attend Sayuja. So like that, Narada Muni is telling. The mind should become absorbed in the Lord by continuous enmity, by bhakti, or by conjugal feelings. This is a command. So Narada Muni is saying that Enakerana prakarena mana Krishna niveshayet. Some or other, focus your mind on Krishna. What do you mean by somehow or other? Either by enmity, or by bhakti, or by conjugal feelings. Not occasionally, but continuous. This is a Vedic injunction, this is a command. This, however, cannot apply to Shishupala and others, since they have no attraction for the Lord. So one may say that, no, this you cannot apply to Shishupala because he is envying the Lord. How can you apply this to Shishupala? Gopis are okay, his family members are okay, but how can be for Shishupala? Somebody may question. The answer is, it is said, Anukulasya Grahanam Pratikulasya Varjanam. Those who surrender to the Lord accept what is favorable and reject what is unfavorable for the Lord. Nor does continuous enmity directed to other people by Shishupala generate absorption in the Lord, for this is contrary to thousands of contrary statements. Shishupala's hatred is not to anybody else, his hatred is to Lord himself. So that is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna says, I cast those hateful, cruel, and lowest of humans, constantly doing evil, into repeated birth and death in the wombs of demons. Here, Lord Krishna is telling about X person is hating the Y person, X person causing harm to person Y, not to the Supreme Lord. So, like that. One should also not say that continuous enmity for the Lord, after producing genuine attraction for the Lord, will not produce hell, since such genuine attraction did not actually occur in Shishupala. So this also one should not say that. So how do you know that Shishupala did not develop prema for the Lord? After entering into the body of Krishna, what will happen? How do you know that? So one should also not say that this is an arrangement for persons other than Shishupala, since one cannot find actions directed with enmity to the Lord in all the rules of scriptures. Such kind of rules are nowhere mentioned. How can we generalize it? How can we make it acceptable? Like that one may say. But the actual answer is enmity certainly created absorption in the Lord. By understanding that the Lord would kill him, he heard, he saw, he respected the Lord. Just as a person understands that a tiger or snake will kill him, becomes absorbed in that animal with fear. When we go to forest and there is a tiger in front of us, we understand that the tiger is going to kill us or snake is going to bite us. There are two possibilities. We want to beg, please do not kill me, please do not kill me, do not kill me, out of great respect for that person. Or one may criticize, you want to kill me? So like that. One may criticize in that case. That is also possible. So I mean, these are like various philosophical points mentioned by acharyas. So even if we understand it, fine. Otherwise also, the reason is, even if somebody is criticizing the Lord, one cannot criticize the way Shishupala is doing. That is very rare. Only one in one Manvantara. Not always possible like that. And Shishupala's enmity toward the Lord is because of the curse of the four Kumaras at that time. And that they also told, the Lord also told that you lead three lives constantly envying me, constantly being absorbed in me, and you come back to me very quickly. So like that. Lord only told them that they are doing. So that there is no fault in that. But doesn't mean that everyone whoever is criticizing the Lord told them also. Not like that. Lord did not tell everyone. Lord only told Jaya and Vijaya and no one else to criticize him. Lord himself told them to criticize him. So how can they be at fault? So like that we have to understand. Therefore, some persons explain the verse as follows. Since the Lord gives benefit even to those with animosity, the mind should become absorbed in the Lord with a mood opposite to animosity, since that animosity is not proper. Even though Lord showed favoritism, Lord showed favor to Shishupala, who was envying, that doesn't mean that it has become a general acceptable rule that everyone should become envious to Krishna. Not like that. It is better to serve the Lord. Only some exceptions like Shishupala can get that kind of a special favor, but that special favor cannot be given to anyone and everyone. So people in general should serve the Lord in a favorable way. That is good for them. Therefore, those with animosity giving it up with a mood other than enmity should engage the mind in the Lord as a friend or as a parent. That is a general rule. Just because there is exception, Shishupala and Kamsa, I also want to become like Shishupala and Kamsa, that is not possible. We cannot become like Shishupala and Kamsa. Shishupala is only one, Kamsa is only one. No one can become like Shishupala or Kamsa. So, so like that. That's how it is indicated. So, what type of enmity is necessary? Continuous enmity, Anubandhena, should be there, and this produces complete absorption in the Lord. One who has continuous enmity has absorption in the Lord. Weak enmity is excluded. Weak enmity does not work. Snehat Kamena means by desire following after the young women of Raja who had fear arising from rejecting the moral path of their elders. Even though sometimes the gopis would feel careful that what others will think, what my family members think. Openly, they would not show their love to Krishna. They would show their love to Krishna only in seclusion. Even they are also afraid of social criticism. They are also feared the social criticism. So in that way. Payenava indicates desire without fear like that of Rukmini. Payenava indicates the desire without fear like that of Rukmini, who had conjugal feelings in marriage without fear. So Rukmini, without fear, without shame, sent the Brahmana with that letter telling Lord Krishna, my dear Krishna, you please come and kidnap me. So one may say that, what is this? This woman does not have any shame. This woman does not think that what people will say. She is telling some male come and kidnap her and marry her. So, no. That is out of love for Lord Krishna, she overcome the fear of social criticism. So that is because of the complete absorption in Lord Krishna. It does not matter what people may say. I want to be with Krishna. I want to serve the Lord. That is more important. In order to attain Krishna, she did something which no one could have done ordinarily. It's like that. Scriptures indicate both unmarried and married conjugal relationships. Hmm? Strong affection greater than anything else arises by thinking of the Lord as one's unmarried lover. Yes, there could be conjugal affection toward the Lord either in a married way or in an unmarried way, but the affection is very strong in the unmarried way, not in the married way. So, in that way, the gopis' affection is stronger than the affection of the queens of Dwarka. So, here the word Kamena is attributed to gopis. Even the Rukmini and other queens also have such kind of feelings towards Krishna. But the word should be used for the gopis because the gopis' attraction for Krishna is stronger than that of the queens of Dwarka. So, in that way. So, like that, the different examples were given in all these different conditions. So, in that way, these things should be understood that they generate complete absorption. Even the Kama also generating complete absorption. That is only possible in the case of gopis and to some extent in the case of queens, not with the other ladies. Like that, it is indicated. यथा वैरानुबन्धेन
यथा वैरानुबन्धेन
मर्त्यस्तन्मयतां यत्
मर्त्यस्तन्मयतामियात्
न तथा भक्ति योगेन
न तथा भक्तियोगेन
इति मे निश्चितामति.
इति मे निश्चिता मतिः. Translation. Narad Muni continued, by devotional service, one cannot achieve such intense absorption in thought of the Supreme Personality of Godhead as one can through enmity towards Him. That is my opinion.
Narada Muni says that, Abhi dekho, whatever absorption these asuras have, we cannot have. I consider they are much better than us. It's like that Narada Muni is saying. One cannot achieve such intense absorption in thought of the Supreme Lord by devotional service. By sadhana bhakti, one cannot have such kind of absorption as one can through the enmity towards him. This is my opinion. Of course, this is Kaumatika Naya. It is not that. Of course, always a devotee is always humble. A devotee always sees that others are better absorbed than me. So from that mood we can understand. But even in philosophical also, the Shishupala and Kamsa were completely absorbed than any other sadhaka bhakta like us. So in that way. In part, there is immeasurable glory given to a great criticizer because of absorbing his mind through enmity. By continuous enmity, he who knows that the Lord will kill him, Martyaha, and no other person achieves complete absorption in the Lord and nothing else. Just as a lusty woman, just as a lusty man always thinks of a woman. Shishupala and Kamsa could have attained that kind of absorption because they knew that he kills me, he is my death. That's why they had complete absorption. Other person in other condition cannot have such kind of absorption. One does not become absorbed so quickly by Bhakti Yoga. I have discerned this. This is my personal understanding. One does not have to ask for other proof. If an envious mind is greater than Bhakti in causing absorption in the Lord, what can be said of Bhakti Yoga, which has absorption of mind in the Lord? So then Srila Prabhupada Acharya say that, see, if a envious mind is completely absorbed and he got liberation, then what to speak if a devotee is completely absorbed in the Lord, what kind of destiny will get? So no one could have imagined. So like that. A Kaumadika Nyaya. Previously, King Yudhishthira has said that he was surprised that their tongues were not attacked by white leprosy and they did not enter the darkest region of hell. When Shishupala Dantavakra they were criticizing the Lord throughout their birth, why they did not get white leprosy and their tongue as a result of their criticism? That question is asked. And now the answer is, why would they get? Because they did not have any bad karma only. Because of their strong absorption, whatever criticism, the ill words they spoke, they are all completely evaporated. They could not show any effect only. Then why would Shishupala would get tongue leprosy? It is not correct. So like that. You criticized continuous enmity, thinking that such practice was not desirable in Shishupala and others, whereas I have praised it more than bhakti, which is the best of all practices. So Nardamani is saying that, my dear Yudhishthir, you said why they did not get white leprosy? You criticized them. But I am saying that they are better than me. Because I as a devotee did not have the same absorption that they have for Krishna. So Yudhishthir Maharaj asks, why? Why, my dear sir, why are you saying like that? So Nardamani responds, assuming that Shishupala and others will have a hellish end, though their inimical attitude is criticized on the path of bhava, it is praised more than the purifying power of bhakti in one aspect, its power to produce quick absorption in the Lord. Sadhana bhakti does not produce quick absorption in the Lord, but Shishupala and Kamsa, they immediately could observe on the Lord. Because as soon as they see Lord, they hear about the Lord, immediately they start criticizing the Lord, or they Kamsa would organize, come and kill that Maikala. Go and kill him immediately. Something like that. But then how much more will I praise the parental affection of Vasudeva, the friendly relationships of others, what to speak of Nandas and others relationships, which are respected on the path of Bhava and which cause extreme absorption in the Lord at every moment. This is the hint. So, though apparently the shloka is saying that they have much more bhakti than me, they have much more absorption than me, then what to speak of the absorption of Devaki, Vasudeva, Yashoda, Nanda, and other Vajavasis who are constantly anxious about Krishna's happiness? They are beyond our thought process. So, like that. Raganuga Bhakti of recent practitioners desiring parental or other bhavas following after Nanda and others excel even Vaidhi Bhakti. That is another hunt. So sadhana bhaktas who cannot meditate upon the superior continuously at the lower level, the people who are like Shishupala and Kamsa who are envying the Lord out of fear of Krishna is going to kill them, are second, and better than them are Devaki, Vasudeva, Nanda, Yashoda, and all the Vrajavasis who are constantly thinking of the Lord out of their raga, intense attachment for Krishna. It's like that. So indirectly is glorifying Vrajavasis. That is the mood of Narada Muni. So like that. Okay. So now he gives one example how this thinking about someone out of
Hare,
fear of
Hare
being
Krishna,
killed.
Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhuji, actually, this same incidents which are described in NOD, where this Narada Muni and the Rupa Goswami telling this is a distorted type of devotional service. It is not a pure devotional service. So here we are saying that we are describing this is a devotional service. So I don't know what is
No, it is
yeah.
never said it is a devotional service. See, here the discussion is on the philosophical level. There the discussion is on the level of practice. You can only do practice when there is relationship. You can only take care of your children when there is relationship. Yes or no?
Yes, Prabhu.
There, Rupa Goswami is talking on the level of relationship, practicing bhakti and the relationship. Here, Narada Muni is speaking on the level of philosophical aspect. From the philosophical point of view, Krishna is treating himself as Paramatma. And Shishupala is a Jivatma. When Jivatma scolds Paramatma, does Paramatma gets affected? No. From Paramatma point of view, there is no contribution. And from Jivatma, because though then when we say that normal code of conduct is criticizing the Lord, he should be affected by bad karma. But more than the criticism, see his absorption. His absorption is super excellent. The criticism and all will go in air. That does not have any effect upon him. So like that.
Yes.
It is a philosophical discussion here in the Bhagavatam. NOD, it is a relationship discussion. That we have to see.
Okay.
कीटपेशकृतारुद्धा
कीटपेशस्कृतारुद्धा
कुद्ययां तम् अनुस्मरन्
पूज्ययां तम् अनुस्मरन्
सम्भ्रम्भाभययोगेन
संरम्भाभययोगिना
विन्दते तत् स्वरूपताम्
विन्दते तत्स्वरूपताम्
एवं कृष्णे भगवति
एवं कृष्णे भगवति
मायामनुज ईश्वरे
मायामञ्जईश्वरे
वैरेण पूतपापां पाप्मानस्
वैरेण पूतपाप्मानस्
तम् आपोरनुचिन्तया
तम् आपूरञ्चिन्तया. A grassworm confined in a hole of a wall by a bee always thinks of the bee in fear and enmity, and later becomes a bee simply because of such remembrance. Similarly, if the conditioned souls somehow or other think of Krishna, who is Satchidananda Vigraha, they will become free from their sins. Whether thinking of him as their worshipable Lord or an enemy, because of constantly thinking of him, they will regain their spiritual bodies.
Here, Bhagavatam gives an example. A worm confined in a hole in a wall by a bee, by always thinking of the bee in fear and enmity, later becomes a bee. Similarly, if the conditioned souls out of enmity thinks of Lord Krishna, who is merciful even to the sinful, and becomes free from their sins, and they attain Sarupya Mukti. That's why Kishupala, Kamsa, they attained Sarupya Mukti. Because they are always thinking of Krishna in the form. This person is going to kill me, this person is going to kill me. They attend Sarupya Mukti. Among those with thoughts of enmity toward the Lord, some like Shishupala attend Sarupya. An example is given in two verses. An insect is sealed in a hole by a type of bee, and thinking of the bee with hatred and fear, it becomes a bee. Maya Manuja means to the Lord who is merciful to men, even if they hate him. Or it can mean to the Lord who appears among men in his Swarupa. Those who are purified of their sin of criticizing the Lord attain Sarupya by meditation arising from enmity. All persons with moods favorable or unfavorable toward the Lord attain him. However, by reasoning, one should understand that according to sadhana, the result will be different. That is described in the next verse. Yes, by favorable or unfavorable means one may attain the Lord, but not the same result. By unfavorable meditation, one may attain Sayujya or Sarishti. But by favorable attainment, by favorable absorption, one attains Samipya, Sarupya, etc. etc. That is the way we have to understand. Of course, Shishupala and Kamsa attaining Sarupya, it is a very reason, a different reason only. Shishupala is Jaya Vijaya himself, so we cannot see him as ordinary conditioned soul. So in that way. So Kamsa attaining Sarupya, I don't know what is the background of Kamsa. So Kamsa also might be having some background, so in that way he attained. But that does not happen for everyone. So in that way. Okay. Mm,
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
mm.
what about Putana? Like she was not having so much of her absorption, but still she was not, she didn't get Sayuja.
She had absorption in the previous life, na? In the previous life, she wanted to have Krishna to be her son, Lord Vamana.
But that was only during that incident only. Na?
बट बाद में क्या हुआ पता नहीं ना उनका लाइफ में क्या क्या हुआ कैसे हुआ.
Okay.
हाँ.
Because
Even from there on we can see that she might be absorbed upon Lord Vamana in a negative way. He has come and destroyed my brother. He has come and destroyed my brother like that. So in any case, it is there. It could be there.
because even Agasura got Sarupya Mukti, so that
Mm.
it is difficult to understand like how that means, or
We
he
have
was
to we have to see both present life and previous lives also. All put together
okay.
we get the understanding.
Okay, so the understanding is even though someone may have absorption in the Lord, in the enmity, it is
Mm.
not necessary that immediately in the same birth itself they will attain the Lord, but it
Mm.
can happen even after 2-3 births like that.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
So now examples for all these different feelings are given. This verse and next verse talks about all those things. Kama dveshad bhayasnehad
कामाद्वेषात् भयात् स्नेहात्
yata bhakteshware manaha
यथा भक्तेश्वरे मनः
avesha tad agam hitva
आवेश्य तद् अघं हित्वा
bhavastad gatim gataha.
बहवस्तद्गतिं गतः Many persons have attained liberation simply by thinking of Krishna with great attention and giving up sinful activities. This great attention may be due to lusty desires, inimical feelings, fear, affection, or devotional service. I shall now explain how one receives Krishna's mercy simply by concentrating one's mind upon him.
Just as by Vedi Bhakti one can attain one's spiritual goals, for which we are hearing and trying to understand and practice. Many persons have also attained suitable forms after absorbing their minds in the Lord, out of lust, kama, out of hatred, dvesha, out of fear, bhaya, and out of family relationships, snehad, filled with affection, and after giving up an absorption in enmity of the Lord, in the case of hatred and fear. Even this hatred and fear are there, but at one point of time they will give up that, and afterwards immediately they manifest favorable attraction, and they will attain the required destiny. So that is there. So like that. So who are the different people attained perfection in these different moods? That is mentioned in the next verse. Gopya kamad bayat kamso
गोप्यकामाद्भयात् कंसो
vesha chaidyadayo nrupa
द्वेषाच्चैद्यादयो नृपा
sambandhad vrushnaya snehad
सम्बन्धात् वृष्टयः स्तात्
यूयं भक्त्या वयं विभो.
यूयं भक्त्या वयं विभो. My dear King Yudhishthir, the gopis by their lusty desires, Kamsa by his fear, Shishupal and other kings by envy, the Yadus by their familial relationship with Krishna, you Pandavas by your great affection for Krishna, and we, the general devotees, by our devotional service, have obtained the mercy of Krishna.
Gopis by Kama, Kamsa by Bhaya, and Kishupala by Dvesha, and Vrishnis by Sambandha, and you Pandavas by Sneha, and devotees like me by Bhakti have attained the Supreme Lord. We have attained Lord's mercy. As was previously explained, the lust mentioned here is love arising from intense spiritual affection rather than ordinary conjugal love like the Kubja. So here when we say Kama, this Kama is not like the Kama of Shurpanaka or Kubja. This Kama is like that of the queens of Lord Krishna in Dwaraka and the gopis of Lord Krishna in Vrindavan. Though the word Kama is used, that is not ordinary Kama, but a spiritual attraction for the Lord. Fear means fear arising from the person's knowledge that Krishna will kill that person. Kamsa and Shishupala knew that Krishna is going to kill him. The Yadavas and you, the Pandavas, achieved me by Sambandhat, by relationship, of seeing me as a son, brother, cousin, which are full of affection. The Pandavas and Yadavas, Dwarkavasis, they have complete affection for the Supreme Lord. This excludes Satyajit. So when we say Yadavas, Yadavas have complete affection to Lord means all the Yadavas? Not all. Satrajit, Prasena, Shatadanva. When you say you Pandavas, Pandavas means not all the Pandavas. Karna, Duryodhana and other Kauravas, they are excluded. These people are not included in that because they never had any affection for Lord Krishna. Though they are related to Lord Krishna in some family relationships, but they never had any love for Krishna. Duryodhana, Dushasana and all other Kauravas, Karna, Shatadanva, Prasena, Tatrajit, who did not have affection, though they may have had a family relationship with Lord Krishna. So like that. Vayam refers to Narada. Narada and others achieved the goal by bhakti. The gopis achieved the position of lovers of Krishna filled with prema. Kamsa achieved Sayujya. Now the destiny. Kamsa achieved Sayujya. Shishupala, Dantavakra and Paundraka achieved Sarupya. Kamsa did not achieve Sarupya. Kamsa only achieved Sayuja because he had absorption, but his background may not be clear as a devotee, so he achieved Sayuja. Sayuja can be attained. Shishupala, Dantavakra, and Paundraka achieved Sarupya. Paundraka also third person, he achieved Sarupya. Other enemies achieved Sayuja, Salokya, or other goals suitable to them, but not Sarupya. The Yadavas and Pandavas attained the position of the associate of the Supreme Lord in friendship and other modes. Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya they had. Narada and others who performed Vedic Bhakti attains the position of associates with Aishwarya Jnana or Dasya Bhaktas. So devotees like Narada who are performing Vedic Sadhana Bhakti attain Dasya Bhakti with Aishwarya Jnana. According to the sadhana, they achieved goals which can be understood by seeing the different statements concerning these people. Harivamsha says, I held up Govardhana for the benefit of the Yadavas. So when the word Yadavas is used, so here Acharya says that actually the word Yadavas is mainly used for Vrajavasis, not for Vrishnis. So finally the verse though uses Vrishni, it is actually meant for the Vrajavasis, not for Madhura Dwaraka Vasis. Even when the word Gope Kamad, that is only for gopis, not for the queens completely, because gopis attraction is much more than that of the queens of Dwaraka. So like that. So in any way, the good examples are shown for all these people. Even though Kamsa, Shishupala and Dantavakra and Paunrakandal, they hated the Lord and their destiny is shown because of their complete absorption. But that may not be case with all others. So like that. So then the last slide for today, the last verse. Katamopi na vena syat.
Katamopi vineha
Vena syat.
venasthat
Panchanam purusham prati.
panchanam purusham prati
Tasmat kenapi upayena.
tasmat kenapi upayena
Manak krishne niveshayat.
manah krishne nivesayet. Translation. Somehow or the other, one must consider the form of Krishna very seriously. Then, by one of the 5 different processes mentioned above, one can return home back to Godhead. At least, like King Vena, however, being unable to think of Krishna's form in any of these 5 ways cannot attain salvation. Therefore, one must somehow think of Krishna whether in a friendly way or inimically.
So Narada Muni says that finally, in conclusion, any of the 5 types of persons, but not King Vena, attain their goals in relation to Supreme Lord. Therefore, somehow think of Krishna by one of the favorable methods. Even though in that 5, 2 unfavorable methods are there, but better avoid them and think of Krishna in a favorable way. Gope Kamad, Bayat Kamso, Dvesha Chedyo, Sambandhad Vrishnaya, Sneyad Yuyam, Bhaktya Vayam. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are there. So I think he is combining both. Sneha and Sambandha are combined together. So in that way 5 are there. Out of 5, the Dvesha and Bhaya should be avoided. The other 3 should be followed. That is the final conclusion of Narada Muni. Yes, one can attain the Lord by Dvesha and Bhaya also, but not for all people, not always possible. Only once in a while, personalities like Kamsa and Shishupala could have attained, but everyone cannot attain. If at all you want to attain the Lord, meditate on the Lord in a favorable way. So like that. That is the final conclusion of Narada Muni. But persons like Vena, who hated the Lord and criticized the Lord, like Shishupala, went to hell. Vena criticized the Lord, Shishupala also criticized the Lord. But both of them are different. Shishupala attained the Lord, Vena attained hell. This verse explains. Some persons will not be counted among the 5 modes previously mentioned in relation to the Lord because of not being suitable recipients of those modes. Even though Vena hated the Lord, but not with complete absorption. His absorption is entirely different from the absorption of Shishupala. Some persons are not like the gopis with affectionate conjugal feelings. They are not like Kamsa with fear. They are not like Shishupala filled with hatred and absorbed in the Lord, thinking that the Lord would kill him. Not like Vrishni with some family relationship, and not like Narada with Vedi Bhakti. So therefore, persons not like Shishupala, but like Vena, who simply nourish an unfavorable mood, go to hell. Therefore, one should concentrate on Krishna with a favorable mood. So somebody said that okay, Shishupala went to Lord, I will also follow. But there is another example also. Vena did not go to Lord. He also hated the Lord. So better be careful. So good is that instead of envying the Lord and going to end up in hell, better worship the Lord in a favorable way. At least even if you now don't go to Krishna, you stay here where you are. By sure that you will not go to hell. So like that, Narada Muni is concluding this discussion. So this is philosophical dialogue. So we have to see this philosophically only. We should not treat it in a relationship way. When it comes to relationship, we should see the Lord, we should serve the Lord in a favorable way, not get into envious way. Even Narada Muni also telling at his conclusion. So Hare Krishna. Any questions? Finally,
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, there is one query from the past last class. We discussed that Lord sometimes favors the people in Rajoguna, sometimes in Satvaguna, and sometimes in Tamoguna as per the time.
not
And
as per the time, as per the prayer of the people.
yeah, those people are there in that. So, Prabhuji, and we discussed that when in Rajoguni, the people, there is rise in the Rajoguni people, then Lord favors the Asuras and those in that Rajoguni mood. And when it is Tamoguni, he favors the Rakshasas and Yakshas like that. So, means the asuras are rajoguni and rakshasas are tamoguni, like that means what is the differentiation?
No, you can tell why asuras are said to be in the tamoguna, rakshasas said to be tamoguna. If you read
No,
Ramayana, what can?
rajoguna, na, that means, and rakshasas are in tamoguna. That is why I was confused that what is the difference? Like asuras are those who are in rajoguni, they want to do something and means they want to fight with Krishna or like that, and tamoguni rakshasas means what?
No, of course, there are many more details. As far as my understood, why here in this section it is mentioned is, see, Rajoguna means they are most selfish people. And Tamoguna are those indiscriminate. They are indiscriminately selfish. At least Rajoguni people are discriminately selfish. Tamoguni people are indiscriminately selfish. So in that way we can see.
Okay. And is there any example, Prabhuji, where Lord favor yakshas like that?
Why na Ravana Kumbhakarna became victorious and they dethroned Indra and they sat on the throne of Indra for some time, good amount of time. And during that time he favored them. Otherwise, why would they become victorious?
Okay.
And Ravana Kumbhakarna performed tapasya and they got blessings. That means Lord favored them.
Okay. Thank you. One small last thing, Prabhuji. We discussed that whenever there is a rise in Satvaguni people, Lord will favor Satvaguni. When there is rise in Rajoguni, Lord will favor Rajoguni. But means I have not understood that why at a particular time, means what is the reason because of which at a particular time Satvaguna rises or Rajoguni.
No time. Last week also we discussed it's nothing to do with time. See, a
No, the
parent.
reason why there is increase.
No, people want it. It is not because of time. People want it, it will increase. Now, Kali Yuga, most of the people want Tamaguna and Rajoguna. So they will increase. No one masters Satvaguna. Satvaguna will go into oblivion. Yes or no?
Yes, Prabhuji, that I understood. But
Ah,
we discussed now that first is there will be rise in the people of Tamoguna. For say, means now what is happening? There is rise in the people in the Tamoguna.
hmm.
So what leads to the rise? What leads to that rise?
Their desire, people's desire. Everyone has freedom to choose what they want, and because of their desire, if 10 people in a classroom, they say that if there's a class strength of 50 people, out of 50, 30 people, they say that, oh, today we should not have any class. Let us bunk the class. If 30 people bunk, class will be cancelled. Teacher will not teach for 20 people. So teacher has to support because they decided that we don't want to have class, and teacher says, okay, we don't want to class, no class.
Okay, okay, thank you so much.
It's like democracy. The very simple answer is democracy. Democracy, whoever majority wants, that wins.
Hmm.
So in that way. Other devotees, anybody has anything to say or ask? Other
No,
devotees?
no,
Okay.
Prabhuji, thank
No,
you.
Prabhuji, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyway, it is late
Hare
again.
Krishna.
We'll stop here. Thank you very much. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्तवृंद की जय.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Prabhuji. Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hare
Dandavat.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.